The longer you go without living your dreams, the more that your soul begins to get fucking blackened and poisoned, okay? Your soul is getting blackened and poisoned. Because you have forgotten, literally just forgotten, the pleasure of what it means to actually have output, to give your gift, to be creative, to be intelligent, to use your faculties, to be present, to be on the fucking bleeding edge of life, to be living on the fucking edge. You've forgotten what that's like. You can't remember it anymore. And you start to think that more pleasure is more physical sensation. Most of what you're thinking about is avoiding humiliation, avoiding the deflation and diminishment of your self-image, avoiding losing state, avoiding losing momentum, basically just avoiding anything that would be negative. You're playing not to win, but to not lose. What happened to me was I took the advice of the pickup community. What does the pickup community say? It says, go out. Don't talk until you go out. Don't make an opinion until you go out. Don't post your newest opener unless you went out and have tested 10 times. Don't ask, go test it. I took that advice. I took the advice that if you get new information, go out for 6 months after, test the shit out of it, and you'll learn a lot. I took that advice. I bought into the advice, and I bought into myself. You're going through life, and you start to get great outcomes by sticking at things in the long term. What's gonna happen is over time, like I said earlier, you're seeing the future. With every behavior, you're seeing the future. How do you get it where you always see the future? You get it by little results, bigger results, bigger results, and bigger results. But why is it that so many people can't do it? People don't see a fucking future. And if you don't see a future in success, again, you're in a fucking ghetto of your own mind. Find a way to get shit done. Why? Because there's 100,000 fucking excuse makers on this planet for one person that produces results. To me, if you're not acting, it's because you couldn't. You think that you're in control, you're not. Your psychology is in control, your subconscious is in control, and you need to tap your subconscious in the right direction. Take small goals, action step, small goals. I'm gonna stick a week in the gym. Look at yourself at the end, bang, I produced it. Maybe I'm gonna stick a month in gym. I produce small goals. I'm gonna do little simple approaches. I'm gonna celebrate the small victories, small goals, build bigger goals. I didn't endeavor to create a 4-year blueprint right away, did I? But I spent 4 years when I had a track record of doing that. And once I did that 4-year blueprint project, you know what I said to myself? I said, I could do this shit till I'm 50 and make something nobody would ever forget. Something that would be the best work I was capable of. Do you understand what I'm saying here? It doesn't start overnight. It comes with time. You build that shit for yourself, you will write whatever ticket you want in life. You will make a life of your dreams, a life of your choosing.
I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. As Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path, and that will make all the difference. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become.